Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do a mid-year book tag, which basically is statistics and favorites and new things and everything. Basically we're talking about the books I've read this year and how I felt and how I feel about them. So starting off with like my 2024 statistics book-wise, I have read 20 books this year, 67% through my reading goal, and I am 5 books ahead of schedule at the moment. And I actually want to talk about my reading goal. I put that I only wanted to read 30 books this year because in the beginning of the year I was like really saying I'm going to focus on school this year. School's hectic. I'm not going to read as much. Literally lied. I read 20 books already. I'm hoping to read more books this summer that I read last summer. And last summer I read 17 books. So by then I'd surpass my reading goal. So we're gonna see about that. But I really doubt that I'm not gonna pass my reading goal. I've had 5-star reads this year. I think I pretty much talk about them all. I'll tell you guys which ones are the 5 stars and which ones aren't. But yeah, let's get started. The first question is a new book boyfriend that I found this year. And this is actually a really, really good question because we have Johnny Kavanagh from the Boys of Common series. This one's first. These are the first books I read this year. I read these 2 back to back this year. And oh my god, when I tell you, guys, literally my favorite series I think I have ever read. But besides that, this man is the standard. Everybody needs a Johnny Kavanagh in their life. And yeah, this man, I don't know what, but he is so perfect. So perfect. We love him. Everybody needs one of him. Oh, I just love him. Which actually, that series kind of leads into the next question, because it says what was my favorite book I've read this year, which is Redeeming 6 from the exact same series, guys. This book right here is 750 pages long, and I read it in 5 days, which I feel like kind of makes sense if it's like, because it's like if you spread it out evenly that would make sense. But wow, guys, I love this book so much, so freaking much. And I literally, everything that I love in a book is in here. My favorite tropes, my favorite characters, my favorite genre. Sports romance is my favorite genre. At least I think so. And that's what this is. And I love these people. I love this series. I love Aoife Malloy. I love Joey Lynch. The Lynches. Oh my god. Read this series if you have not. You're missing out. And honestly, I'm literally fighting the urge to reread the series. Yes, I started it in January, and yes, I want to reread it already. Like, fighting the urge, because I love them so much. It's actually hurting me that I can't just reread the series. And when I say 5 stars, this whole series, actually not the last one, but the first 4 books in the series are 5 stars, which I read all of them this year. So, basically, the 5 stars. That's where we get them from. This series. Then we have a newly introduced book series this year, and I just read this like last month, the end of last month, so a couple days ago I read this. What? guys, I loved this book, and I cannot wait to continue the series. I feel like they're just gonna get better. I have a feeling that I'm just gonna love them even more as time goes, and it's just not gonna stop. And I'm so excited. And yes, did this one break my heart? Yes, do I know that the other ones are gonna break my heart even more? But I'm prepared, and I cannot wait to continue. So yeah, I just read this, and I cannot wait to continue it. Thank you to everybody who has recommended this, because you're so right. And then we have a new author to me, which this is actually very surprising that I haven't read this sooner, but the Twisted series. I read Twisted Love in April. And to be honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of this book, but I've heard so many things concerning this author, good and bad, but I I know I have a very, very strong feeling about the next book in this series, so we'll see. But when we get to that, we're going to talk about it. And then we have an anticipated read. Guys, I bought this book last year during Prime Day for $2. For $2. Books are not that cheap, and it's in great condition. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to start this. I'm actually starting this month. I'm so excited to start this series. I know it's like 20 books, but I'm prepared. I keep saying I'm prepared, but we'll never really know if I'm prepared. But I'm very excited to start this. I have been waiting for so long. Last year, I was like thinking about, I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to get into this yet, but I think I'm finally ready. I'm so excited to be introduced to these characters and learn about them. And from what I've heard, this is the best found family you could ever be a part of. So I'm just so excited. And then we have new releases I'm excited for. The first one I feel like I'm most excited for, because when I think of this question, I just think of Daydream by Hannah Grace. Because I loved Icebreaker, and then I really had mixed feelings about Wildfire, but this one, from the cover, I already know so much, and I know she's a Swiftie. I saw the folklore cardigan, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited, and I love Henry already, and I cannot wait for this book, and the cover's stunning. I'm just so hyped for this book. And then, what else do we have? Claiming 10, which is the next book in the Boys of Tommen series, book 6. As of right now, Lizzie Young is one of my favorite characters. And I know once I hear her story, she will be my favorite Boys of Tommen girl, because I don't know why, but I just feel a connection to her. And I feel like I will get her on a deeper level once I read her story. And her and Huey, I just cannot wait. I cannot wait until her book. And so many things have been going on in this series, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. We have Nothing Like the Movies by Lynn Painter. I really liked Better Than the Movies, and then I know this sequel, from what I've heard, is just going to be insane and mind-blowing, and I cannot wait to see what's going down. I'm really excited to see what Lynn Painter does with that, because I really love that book. We have a book that lived up to my expectations. We have the reappearance of Rachel Price. I am not a big mystery girly. The only mysteries that I like are Frida McFadden's book, and I've only read one book of hers. But I really, really loved this. Like, this is one of my favorite mysteries. Like, this was done so well. The only flaw I have about this book is I wasn't a big fan of the main character, but there were so many plot twists and so many turns and so many what the heck is happening. Like, it's really good, and I really do recommend this book. And it really did live up to my expectations, even though I don't think I did expect that much of it, because I'm not a big mystery girly. So I think when I read this, I was like, wow, this is really good. And we have a book that didn't really live up to my expectations, which, okay, let's talk about this book, because I did like it. It's just, I think I have outgrown not this series, because I love this series. I don't know, it just kind of didn't. Like, it did, I rated it 4 stars. It's just like, I felt like it was so repetitive, only because I'm so used to Elle Kenny's books. Like, it just kind of kept coming. It kind of felt like it was the same as all the other books. So I really have no clue. But I don't know. I feel like it didn't live up to my expectations, because from what I saw, I thought this was going to be my favorite book of hers, or maybe a 5-star. There's a lot of things I thought about this book that just weren't happening. But it was still good. Now I have a book that made me cry. None of you guys are going to be surprised by this one. Are we surprised? Are we surprised? Knowing that If He Had Been With Me is my favorite book, are we surprised? No. Cry Like a Baby. Tabbed it like crazy. Let me not look through it, because I will bawl again. I just love this book. And getting it from Finney's point of view is just different. It's just different. It hits harder. And I don't know, something about this story is just perfect. And reading it is always to be perfect. Going back on my tabs, it's just like it just hits home for some reason. I don't know why. It's just like, it's just perfect. And the sequel was perfect. And I just really love this. And it made me cry like a baby. Yeah. yeah. And now we have my favorite fantasy book that I have read this year, which is The Ballad of Never After. I love this book. I read this on a road trip. I went upstate for a little bit and I read this, and oh my god, guys, obsessed. I mean, but has Stephanie Garber ever written a bad book? No. Every single book she has written has been perfection, and this was just the icing on the cake. I don't know why, I don't know how, but it was perfect. The tension, the banter, the way these characters acted was so different from the first book, because for the first book it was just an okay book, but this one was amazing, and I'm obsessed. I'm gonna read the third one really soon because I keep looking at it and it keeps speaking to me and I keep wanting to pick it up. So yeah, but this was amazing. And then we have a series I want to start, Flawless. I have had this not for long. I don't think I've had this series for long, but I only have the first book, but I really want to read this. I've heard so many things. I know Powerless is literally a hockey player, and that's my favorite thing ever. I love hockey players in books. So yeah, I don't know. My thing is, I read the first chapter once and they went straight into talking and there was no plot, just dialogue, and I was confused. So I just decided to stop after one chapter. It was like 4 pages, so I really do need to give this a try. I've heard great things. One of my book besties read this and told me that they loved it, so it's gonna be read soon. And then we have a 5-star prediction, which I hinted to before. Last but not least, Twisted Games. I don't know why, just seeing this book makes me so excited, even though I have no idea what is the contents inside of it. I don't know. From what I've seen on TikTok and then what I've heard from my friends, then just like, I don't know, I just feel like it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be perfect. Okay guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed this mid-year book tag or mid-year check-in, whatever we want to call it. But yeah, those are some of my reading opinions and statistics of the year, I guess we can say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. You guys can like, comment, subscribe, whatever you guys want. But that's it. Bye.